Case 1. Woman is raped and now she is pregnant without her consent. The baby is with her. Case 2. Women's life is in danger. Only one life can be saved. Case 3. Women had sex with the husband and now she is pregnant, but she is poor because the baby, there is a fetal, is analyzed with some heart risky conditions. When the baby is out to the world, she cannot be able to bear the expenses of the child. Medical expenses cannot be met for this particular child. Now, let's come to the question. I'm going to ask you a question like, for you all, when abortion should be allowed? Anytime during the pregnancy, or only during the first 3 months of the pregnancy, only during the first 6 months of the pregnancy, only when the case is involved with rape or incest, or only when there is a life danger involved with the victim, or else it should never be allowed. Put your comments in the comment section below for us all to have the holistic, current, realistic view about whether the abortion should be allowed or not. Selfish people abort. There is a prevalent belief that the woman should sacrifice her complete body to the fetus once she is pregnant. And the world's most famous doctrines, religious doctrines, states that causing harm even with good intention is considered as sin. So they state that both women and the fetus is considered as a person. In such case, sacrificing one life means saving another, and in such case they insist that women should sacrifice her life for the unborn child, so that the child can come to this world, see the world, but the women can get out of this world simply because she is pregnant, and simply she is less human considered to that of the unborn child. And they also use provocative statements like murder, or else like killing of the unborn child, killing of the unborn human, all those provocative statements just to rekindle the emotional state of normal ordinary human beings so that they can use their agenda. Like, abortion is illegal, but there is one thing that they are not considering. Fetus is not a human being. Fetus is not a person. This is according to the medical term. But what they are saying to normal people, fetus is a human and it should be saved. In that case, they are not saving the women, that is a living identifiable being standing in front of them. They are not even respecting her. Abortion for rape and incest victims. Thousands of women are raped by the strangers, and thousands of other women are raped by their known family members like father, brother, relative, very close relative of the family, which they come and say out. No one will believe that this is the incest rape condition that is happening around the world daily. And once you put yourself in the shoes of that rape victim, how much trauma she had been gone through, will you be able to say things like, no, I know some other rape victim. Last year, I know her, and she had welcomed the baby without saying things like abortion. And if she can, why she can't? She is also one of the rape victim. As she is the woman, she has that emotional connect with the child. Why can't she do the same thing as that girl? You can't say things like that. Once you empathize with this girl's particular condition, how much trauma she has gone through, and once you analyze and realize the situation what she is going through, you will say things like, who am I, who the hell am I to decide what she wants for her body? And it is completely her right to decide whether she can go for abortion or not. And this is none of my business until and unless it is my body. Born unwanted. Imagine your mom and dad comes to you and say that you are an unwanted child. You are an unwanted child from an unplanned pregnancy. We never loved you. We will never love you. Your brother and your first sister are our favorite. You are just unwanted. How will you feel? You will be crushed. Your life will end at that moment. right? So David in 1992 did the exact research which shed the light on being born and wanted. And these child who were born unwanted will more likely end up in the psychiatric ward, inpatient psychiatric ward, more than the normal child from the normal accepted pregnancy. And what these unborn child will go through to their entire life, the mother will breastfeed will feed the breast milk only for the shorter duration of time. They will get very less mark, have very few friends, and more likely to be the reason school dropout, and will be having poor mental health conditions, and also they are more prone to drug abuse, will be ending up in prison, having low key unlovable marital and relationships are not going to be smooth for these unwanted child. Psychology of human being, we all do the exact opposite of what someone asks us to do. About the baby, do not abort the baby. It is up to the decision of the women. If you tell the women to abort the child, even if she is having that thought, she will just reconsider it. Why should I do what that person is asking me to do? Many people will retaliate and rebel at that cost. Okay, and there is a thing called prior consent in case of our organ donation. And what if this person who thought to sign the agreement of consent agreement, I mean for donating his or her organ, died before signing it? Will his or her organ be taken out? No, there is no consent from that person yet, na? So that is the exact case for the rape survivor victim. She should decide whether she should abort or she should not abort. At some point in her life, if if the pressure comes around her from the society or from the court or from the family, like you just have the baby, no, you just have the baby, what the baby did, the baby is very innocent, no, in such case she'll be pressured to give birth to the child. And at some point when she sees the child's face, it is going to remember the criminal's face, that the what the person who raped her, she is going to see that criminal's face in this baby's face. And at that exact point she is going to abandon this child anyways. At that point or before that, the abandonment is going to happen to that child only. And that is why it is important to leave that decision only to the women. The decision should not be taken by any government, not by court, and not by the family member, only by that particular woman. Approval of abortion. Today, if you take United States, the laws are extremely against abortion, and it is not easy for even the rape survivor victim to get the abortion that easily, even from the developed country like US. And what is going to be the condition for rest of the world? So this video here, this is going to present in which cases abortion law can be relaxed. In cases like life threatening to the pregnant women, where the pregnant women health is in danger, and the fatal abnormality detected where the unborn fetal is already already observed with many conditions like future kidney failure, heart failure, thyroid imbalances, and socio-economic condition of the lady is very poor, unemployment, and so if she is a rape survivor victim, domestic violence is involved, or no contraceptive used due with no consent during a sex. These are all the cases where abortions can be easily implemented, which is still a dream for many, but it is actually not a privilege but the birthright of the women who had been involved in the unnecessary trauma surrounding pregnancies. First myth: giving birth is safer than abortion. In what sense, I don't know. And who spread this case, I don't know. This is completely a myth. And they also state that because abortion is very dangerous, that's why we are hearing less abortion cases than miscarriages. They say that people say that I had a miscarriage during my first phase of pregnancy, I had miscarriage during my fourth phase of pregnancy. But people do not know that the rich class ladies, the rich class educated ladies are undergoing abortion in a high phase every year than comparing to that poor illiterate women. And we also try to overestimate things we see more often and underestimate things we see less often. That is why more women will tell to you that they didn't have abortion, they just had miscarriage. And that's how it is. 2. Abortion makes you depressed. If the woman is not ready for getting the baby, she will automatically be depressed if the abortion is not granted to her. In the long run, the research stated that when the women are granted abortion, she became very happy for the longer run, and if she is restricted, in that case she will become depressed. That is the exact opposite case what they are telling about. And third, abortion makes you infertile. There is no such thing as abortion is going to make your body infertile. And abortion is carried out 90% of the cases, it is carried out during the trimester activity, so that within the first month after abortion your body becomes healthy. In fact, abortion is more safer than childbirth. Fourth, abortion kills the baby. First, unborn is called as fetal during first 16 weeks of development, and as after that it is called as embryo, which is also during the early stages of development. And abortion is carried out during the week 1 to week 12, which is called as first trimester. 90% of abortions are carried out during this period, and only remaining 10% extremely critical conditions are carried out during the second trimester during the week of 13 to week 26. And the women's health is in danger, like she bleeds extremely daily, and also there is a lack of organ in the embryo or a fetus, and there is a heart malfunctioning, also the chromosomal dysfunction, and the baby is not going to born alive. In such case, abortion is the first choice that should be carried out only for the women. Who supports and who oppose abortion? Who supports abortion? People who empathize with the pregnant women, people who think that their life is in their control. Who oppose abortion? People who are very religious and conservative, people who think that abortion it is going to kill the unborn child. Simply, they just empathize more about the unborn child than about the living human being, the women. One study stated that when the photos of attractive same-sex genders are shown to the people, the participants become more insecure. They thought that these attractive people will become a competitor in their mating process. So they used religion as a coping mechanism in order to control the opposite person. And what they did, they not only they not only opposed the abortion or birth control, but they also opposed the equal pay for women, safe and legal abortion processes, and also public breastfeeding. They just restricted simply because of their ego and insecure self. If they go on abandoning the safe and legal abortion process, it is going to increase in an illegal way, which is still going to affect all the humankind. And in such case, what could be the utmost form of human respect that one could give to the human kind? What should be done is we should respect women as a human, not as a subordinate to man. She is equal to man and she should be respected for her choice in case of unwanted pregnancy. And that is how we respect this humankind and the world which has given us the place to live. And let's change the narrative today. Safe and legal abortion should be legally validated very soon, and that's how we will make the change in the world. See you in the next video with a new concept. Until then, take care. Bye bye.